Hello everyone and welcome back to the Wine Guild. Tonight we're going to continue our series on Italy, which is by far my favorite region or favorite country for producing wine. And last time we were down all the way at the tip of the boot in Sicily. This time we're going to go opposite up to the Alps to the Piedmont region. And we're going to delve into my first red since I started the new Wine Guild. And the red that I picked out is Barbera di Alba. So what I'm going to do is use the rabbit to open it to hopefully give you a little demonstration on how this works if you're not familiar with it. The rabbit, it's pretty straightforward. Put this right here, clasp together, push down. Comes right out. Pretty easy. Anybody can do it. And then to get the cork free, just do it the opposite way. It's pretty easy. So one of the reasons I like that opener. So let's start with Piedmont and Barbera. Barbera is the grape. Piedmont is the region, like I said, northern Italy. Many people think of Piedmont as Barolos, Barbarescos. Those are the big reds of northern Italy. Quite famous, quite expensive at times. The Barberas from Alba, Alba is a sub-region, sub-area in Piedmont, are not as expensive, but in my opinion, just as good. The Barbera grape is kind of maybe a little bit more jammy than your Nebbiolos, which make up your Barolos and your Barbarescos. But let's try this out. Now, what I always love to do when I drink a bottle of wine, many people drink wine with food, and that's perfectly fine, and I do it at times too, but a lot of times I just like to taste the wine outright and have the bottle itself, appreciate the glass, delve right into the actual wine and get the full experience out of the tasting. So what I usually do is have it open longer than this, but for the sake of doing the video, I just opened it right. You saw that. I'm going to pour it right now and let it sit a little bit while we chat here. And then, of course, I'm going to use my famous freezing system when we're done and save the rest of the bottle, because obviously I'm not going to drink more than that. Not me. It's fine if it is you. It's not me. One glass is good enough for me. Plus, I want to fully experience this as is, and I also want to taste it the day after I freeze it and unfreeze it and see what happens, because a wine always changes. And that's the exciting part about it, is as time goes on, the wine changes. You know, you want to get it before it gets to the point where it's obviously spoiled and not good anymore. But along the way, there's so many different things that happen to a wine in terms of how it adjusts to your palate. It's such an experience, and why miss out on that? When you drink a bottle all at once, you're missing out on that. So we're going to do that well. So while this is airing out a bit here, we could have used the aerator, but for the sake of this, maybe we'll do that next time. But I just want to aerate it naturally. Swirling it does a lot of good when it comes to that. Gets oxidation starts to happen. Wine begins to open up a bit. Oops, a little bit of a spill there. But anyway, so first step obviously is the bottle itself. Now, I really like the bottle, the presentation of the bottle, and I will zoom in so that you can see this a little bit better. Because to me it's important. It's part of the whole wine experience. It's not going to dictate one way or the other whether the wine is good, but it's going to dictate to the overall experience you have in the tasting. Now, what I like about this is the presentation. It's a very simple label. When I see this, and I see this on a table, it conveys elegance to me. It conveys calmness. It conveys how I think back the label, which has the coat of arms on it, images go through my mind of knights and castles and days of old and lords drinking this wonderful beverage. All that comes to me when you look at the label. It's very simple. It's not crazy colors. The coat of arms, I love that. That's a nice touch. The coats of arms that's on there. The coat of arms. Then we have on it the name. Well, Barbera di Alba, which is the grape Barbera, and Alba is the region where it comes from. On here you also have the bottled by. That's the vinter. Right here is the bottler. Right here, that's the person that actually makes the wine. So, and they're actually located in Barbaresco, which is a separate region. But the grapes here all come from Alba, so it's Barbera from Alba, right? So that's where that comes from. The label. You learn a lot from the label. Also on here we have, and I'll zoom out again because you don't have to be so focused on the label after you got a good look at it. No need for that. Let's go back to our regular view here. And I'll just talk to it a little bit. 14% alcohol. 2022 is the vintage. Like I said, I just like the simpleness of it. I like the way it looks. It makes me enthusiastic about it. I think it's going to be exciting, and I can even smell it from here. Barbera is a thick grape. It's a powerful grape. I'm smelling it already, believe it or not, and I haven't even delved into the glass. So let's do that. Let's delve into the glass and see what our nose gives us. Now, I'm getting grape. I'm sorry. I'm getting that jam, the jam smell. But the more I smell it, it kind of fades away a little bit. And I'm getting that burnt wood smell, which is probably from oak, the barrels. Kind of like the smell of burning wood on an autumn day in a fire pit. It's subtle, but it's there. And I really like that. That's bringing out images of a fall day, relaxing. The smoke bellowing off of into the air of the wood burning. A comfortable, cozy atmosphere. Interesting. So I got that jam, and then I got the oak smell. The smell that's probably from oak, which is the burning wood. All right. So let's get ready to dive in here and taste it and see how we do. Very tannic, dries out the mouth. So to me, that means that the tannins are a bit overpowering. Like I'm not getting any fruit really. Hold on, let's try it again. Yeah, I'm not getting much fruit. I mean, there is a slight hint of maybe currant jam. Not sweet at all. Completely dry, and surprisingly light. For Barbera, I think I usually expect it to be heavier. I usually expect it to have more of the fruit pack to it. Not sweet, but a fruit pack, a significant fruit pack. I don't get that. I'm getting, if you've ever had currant jelly, it's not significant. It's kind of a subtle taste of fruit. Definitely tasting the oak. And it's kind of fading. It's kind of fading away. It's not holding its itself, it's not holding it doesn't have longevity along the palate. And it does get kind of hot at the back end. It's kind of hot. That might be the 14% alcohol, but it shouldn't be. So I think that would go away if you keep this open for a while. If you decant it, that would kind of burn itself off. That's not my problem with this at all. I think it's just kind of light and disappointing to me because I was looking for more. I was expecting more from a Barbera in terms of the fruits that show up. This is surprisingly light, like I said. It's almost watery at point. You know, everything kind of just dissolves around the tongue. The tannins are gone already. The tannins that I first tasted up front are gone, completely gone. And it's mostly water at this point. So that's a pretty big disappointment to me. I was really excited about this, just from the label, knowing where it comes from, the type of grapes. But you never can tell with these bottles. Now, this was $14 for the bottle. I would give it a thumbs down simply because I would not buy it again. I definitely would not buy it again because there's nothing to it. There's no experience beyond the label. And you do have. I did have a bunch of experiences here. Well, I had the tannins up front. I had a currant jelly, and I did taste the heat of the wine, of the alcohol, but it's all over the place. It doesn't meld well together, and it also just kind of evaporates and has like a watery taste the more I drink it. Yeah, there's nothing really to it. It's really right now I'm disappointed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a thumbs down to this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze it, and then I'm going to check in tomorrow after a defrost and see how much it changes. Who knows? I don't expect much, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Like I said, I always want wine to be an experience. It's this one wasn't just nothing there for me. I want it to be complex. I want it to be this entire palette being used. I want multiple flavors coming out. Not really there. So, and that's what it goes with this. It's hit and miss sometimes. And as always, it can always be somebody's cup of tea. Somebody might like this. My palate is my palate. Your palate is yours. And I always encourage everyone who's watching this to develop your own palate. Learn your own palate. Figure out what you like and go for it. And always try new things. Try new bottles. Try new grapes. Try new wines. You want that experience. You want to use your palate and use your mind to come up with an experience for yourself. Describe it. Describe it as where's it going to take you? Where's your imagination going to take you as you drink the wine? My imagination was going to these great halls of castles with lords and ladies and the wonderful drink of kings. Well, Barolo is the drink of kings, as they said, the wine of kings. But then it kind of just fizzled out. So it was a disappointment from that angle. But you never can tell. What I will do is check in again a day later, and I'll post a quick one to see what it tastes like, so you keep you on top of this bottle, because I hate to give the Forville, which is the Vinter, de Forville, DEFORVILLE. I don't want to give them a bad name, just because of my first experience of it, and who knows? There might be better bottles. This might be a bad batch. I'm not really sure. But we shall see. So that's what I have for this episode. When we went to Northern Italy, Piedmont, we tasted the Barbera grape. And as always, I say, if you like this stuff, please click the like button, subscribe, and share with friends. Let them know. Help me build the guild, as I always say. And remember, your palate is your palate. Mine is mine. I would never tell you what to buy or not to drink. I just want to share my experience with you and hope that you enjoy each drink, each sip of the wine. So until next time, as always, I want to say thank you for watching.